Algebra 2, Lesson 65. We're going to be talking about advanced substitution, and we're starting on page 275. So we have used substitution in uniform motion word problems. For example, the rate of William times the time of William plus 210 equals the rate of Rob times the time of Rob. Up till now, the book has always given us the value of at least two of the variables. So the next thing they would tell us is that the rate of Will equaled 4, the rate of Rob equaled 6, and the time of Will plus the time of Rob equaled 5. And then you would do substitution and you would solve for all of the variables. This chapter is the book's fair warning that they are no longer going to be that nice to you, and you're going to have to figure out the variables in other ways. So here's our first example. Find the values of all four variables in this system of equations. A equals the rate W times TW equals 6. RB times TB equals 6. RB equals 3 RW. TB equals 2 minus TW. Okay, so we still have rates and we still have times. We still have two people or two things. It's hard to tell. But they're not giving us any clear RW equals things. So we're going to have to choose one equation to start with. Any of them will work, but some are going to be more complicated than others. We're going to start with B because we can already substitute in some things into B. Okay, so we're going to start with B. RB times TB equals 6. Okay, so from equation C, we know that RB equals 3 RW, right? And from D, we know that TB equals 2 minus TW. So we can substitute both of these into this problem. So for RB, we're going to substitute 3 RW. For TB, we're going to substitute 2 minus TW, which equals 6. Okay, now we're going to multiply this through, and that'll give us 6 RWs minus RWTW equals 6. Oops. 3. Don't lose that 3. So RW minus 3 RWTW equals 6. Okay, so from equation A, we know that RWTW also equals 6. So we can substitute 6 in this spot for RWTW. So we're going to say 6 RW minus 3 times 6 equals 6. Okay, now we're going to multiply this through. 6 RW minus 18 equals 6. Plus 18 cancels. 6 RW equals 24. So 6 and 6. So RW equals 4. Okay, it was not actually our intended or stated purpose to start out by solving for RW. It's just kind of how it worked out. But now that we know RW, we can go back and substitute 4 in every time we have RW, and we can find the rest of the variables. Okay, so let's start with equation A. Equation A says that RW times TW equals 6. If RW equals 4, then this means 4 times TW equals 6. Divide both sides by 4, and TW equals 3/2. Okay, let's try equation C. We know that RB equals 3 times RW. So RB is going to equal 3 times 4, which equals 12. So RB equals 12. Okay, now let's look at D. From D, we know that TB equals 2 minus TW. Well, we know that TW equals 3 halves. So TB equals 2 minus 3 halves. 2 is 4 halves, so this is 4 halves minus 3 halves. So TB equals 1 half. And those are all 4 of your variables. Once again, this is going to take more than one line because you need to work it all out and show your work so that if you get stuck, you can go back. And sometimes you're going to start with a variable that isn't going to pull out nice, convenient things like this, and you're going to have to go back and say, okay, well, it didn't help to start with A, so let's start with B this time. So don't be afraid to show your work. Don't be afraid to use some paper. And just keep trying and plugging things in. Let's try another one. Find the values of all 4 variables in this system of equations. We're going to look at the equations and see that we have RP in both places here. So let's start with equation A. So we have RP times TP equals 693. We know that here that RP equals 3 times RC. And we know from here, from D, that TP plus TC equals 12. So we can say that TP equals 12 minus TC. Okay, now we have two things we can substitute into this problem. So we can say that 3 RC times 12 minus TC equals 693. Multiply this through and we get 36 RC minus 3 RCTC equals 693. Okay, now we can look at this and say, look, RCTC equals 165. So we can put the 165 in this spot. So we have 36 RC minus 3 times 165 equals 693. 36 RC minus 495 equals 693. We're going to add 495 to both sides. And we get 36 RC equals 1188. Divide both sides times 36. And RC equals 33. And now we can solve for the rest of the variables. If we start with B, RC times TC equals 165. So 33 times TC equals 165. We divide both sides by 33. And TC equals 5. Okay, now let's use equation C. RP equals 3 times RC. RC equals 33, so RP equals 3 times 33. So RP, put that in parentheses, it looks better, equals 99. Okay, from D we know that TP plus TC equals 12. So TP plus TC is 5 equals 12. So TP equals 7. And those are your 4 variables. Okay, that's it. Try your practice problems and let me know if you have any questions.